post-game analysis and the in-game.
And then 500 jokes about bread bags.
Oh,
She deserves every single one of them.
Oh
I'm from Iowa. And I knew as soon as she was elected, and then people were like, oh, Michelle Bachmann's going away. What are we going to do? I'm like, oh, you don't need to worry about that. Joni Ernst is coming in, though she's in the Senate, and Michelle Bachmann was was a congresswoman.
House, yeah.
But, so I'm from Iowa, and Joni Ernst is my people.
Okay.
How is it that you turned out the way you did and she turned out the way she did?
I don't
and you're
know.
both from the same kind of place there.
I don't know. Because, I had a similar experience. My mom used to make me wear Wonder Bread bags on my hands, but only when we were, like, removing evidence from a crime scene. It was a little...
She was planning ahead.
Yeah, it was a little different. But, that was a quaint moment. And as soon as you hear somebody is going to give the Republican rebuttal to the State of the Union,
You just take a deep breath.
you just go, oh, it was nice knowing you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a flame out for the last 6 people, I think, that have done it.
I can't go back that far, but I know Bobby Jindal was a flame out, and
Marco Rubio and the Cottonmouth.
yeah.
It's a yeah.
Oh, was it the Virginia, the transvaginal guy?
Oh, Bob.
the mesh guy.
Oh, Christ. Bob McDonald.
Yeah. He gave it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be doing time now.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
Oh, update.
Oh, yeah. Governor Ultrasound, as he was dubbed by the Rachel Maddow show, got busted for accepting. There was a guy who was hawking a weight loss pill made out of tobacco. So Bob was all, hey, I'll hook you up with some guys that I know, and my wife will hook you up. And the guy was all, hey, you can have this Ferrari, and I'll pay for your daughter's wedding, and here, use my,
Yeah, basically corruption and accepting gifts that he shouldn't have.
Oh, absolutely. And
been accepting.
He got indicted, and he got tried, and he got convicted, and he got sentenced. So.
Nice. It happens very rarely.
Very rarely.
Somebody actually.
I just read about I think it was a senator in Virginia, Joe Morrissey, who was reelected despite currently serving time for statutory rape. But
what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't hear this.
They elected a jailbird.
Yeah,
rapist.
A rapist. Yeah.
Well, it was a consensual relationship with a child, with a human child. We set the boundaries for how young people can be to have sex with them, and she did not qualify. And but
goodness!
So, but he's serving his sentence. He goes to jail after work, and they reelected him because it's just a different politic. In Virginia, he was reelected because it was not proved that it was his kin, so it's fine.
And I'm assuming she was very young.
Well, she was, I think, 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and I think in Virginia, probably some of those southern states, I think
gets a little wobbly.
Yeah, it gets a little wobbly, right? Like even like
West
14
Virginia's
or 15,
I believe.
Yeah.
You can get married.
Yeah.
Right. But, because the mortality rate is at 30, I mean, they don't have much time.
Yeah, so you want to get a jump on that.
So it's like going back to Romeo and Juliet. They're 15 and 16. For Christ's sake, they're middle-aged back then.
Exactly.
They start cranking out them kids.
There's not really a legal age. Just once they know their ABCs, then it's usually they're older anyway.
Okay. Republican rebuttal. It's a tough position. Tough position. I thought Obama looked great. Like, he's real relaxed and groovy. He's like, hey, we're on the downward slide. I'm going to try to do some of the stuff that I promised you 6 years ago.
Yeah, that was the thing about the speech. I was like, where the hell has this guy been for the last 6 years?
Exactly.
Right. He doesn't give two shits. He says, hey, we're going to get groovy.
Yeah.
Hey,
now,
remember that Gitmo thing I promised 4 years ago? Going to get on that.
Going to keep promising that.
But it was a good status report. The numbers look great. Reducing troops from 180,000 people to 15,000 people, he's visibly making progress. Yeah, and I know it's not as much as Pinkos want, but we're still going to
have almost 30,000 troops there, permanently.
Yeah, I have a problem just because I went from back in 2008.
You're wearing the T-shirt.
You drank the Kool-Aid.
The Kool-Aid.
I went to Obama camp.
He was peeling off all the bumper stickers and making troll burgers or something.
Yeah.
Monkey boogers.
That was
Now I'm drawing like Hitler mustaches on my Obama bumper because I got the bumper the
right.
rainbow flag one with
Talk
a
to
picture of him, and I drew a little Hitler mustache on it. And I just now I've gone to the other side because he's.
Oh, you've become a Republican.
No. But I'm like on the progressive side.
Yeah.
But my disappointment is like so personal because I feel
you
like he
believed in
duped me. Like I drank the Kool-Aid and I believed everything he said. And for me, it's like walking in and finding my wife like in bed with Ted Cruz, only like she's really getting into it, like really getting into it. And I know I need to change. I can't be that way.
For the rich. Cut taxes. Oh, Teddy, cut it. Cut
Oh, that's
those
my
taxes.
loophole, honey. Oh, God.
Because I was like during I didn't enjoy the State of the Union, and I should have just kicked back and said, "Oh yeah, he's saying all these groovy things, man. That's the guy."
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of going, "Wait a second, that's
I've been lied
bullshit."
to.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
One thing I was looking for is like I would love to find a State of the Union address on YouTube with the applause breaks cut out of it because you could be in and out of that thing for 15 minutes, like the actual talking versus the standing and clapping. And I also liked it when people fucked up and they're like, he would just start something and like two people would go, they're like, no, that's not the part where we clap. That's not it. That's not it.
And then the people who didn't clap and didn't stand during parts was very telling.
Mm-hmm.
No Republican stood for, hey, women should get paid as much as men get paid for the same job. How can you not support that? It's so
What
basic.
you don't understand is we've never done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are
Why
just
would
fine.
we start? Why would we start
Yeah.
now?
It
There's
ain't
a lot
broke,
of
don't
good
fix
reasons.
it.
No,
It's
there-
one of those. Clearly I'm using some sarcasm, but did you guys know? Trivia fact.
Yes.
Transgendered persons returning to the workforce, and a lot of them very smart people who work in tech, people in San Francisco, after they've transitioned, and like when they get their next job, if you're male to female, your wages go down. Like even being born with a
Really?
penis does not save you from this
Yeah.
bullshit. And on some level, I'm mad.
crazy.
I'm like, did you not? What do you think we've been screaming about? Like,
Yeah.
And to me, that is when you become a woman. It doesn't matter what bathroom you're in, whether or not you're wearing lip gloss.
That's when you start
get,
making 20% less.
when you get fucked in the
Yeah.
workplace, you're a
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
Let's go out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I mean, for the life of me, because they vote lockstep.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Yeah. That's
And,
why they beat Democrats every single time, is because they are a singular thought unit.
Well, let's talk about this. They vote lockstep, but the women in the Republican House,
Some of them threw a conniption.
they threw a conniption over. It was originally supposed to be a bill banning late term abortion.
Oh,
and
that
there was
yeah, okay.
and there's a rape clause. You can get out of it with rape, but have to have a police report. Which the percentage of rapes that have a police report attached, I mean, it's incredibly
there's
small.
A lot of factors that
Yes.
contribute to women not wanting to report that,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
I mean, you have to be in the state of mind and the presence of mind to go to a police, to go to a police station, go to a hospital, and basically have every part of you probed within like 48 hours or something.
Yeah.
So they fought back on that. Unfortunately, the bill still passed in a different form, which was no tax money for abortion. But I found it interesting that there's only 22 women in the Republican House, but they finally are starting to they're looking around. They're like, hey, there's enough of us that we don't have to be lockstep and we don't have to
That's
vote
good.
against
That's a good sign.
women's issues. I have to see it as progress.
Oh, yeah. Shocked the hell out of me that it happened.
no,
But I'm
absolutely.
happy.
I would say that's a positive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, of course, there's no war on women, but they timed that vote to happen today on the 42nd anniversary
Roe
of
v. Wade,
Roe v.
right.
Wade.
Yeah.
But there's no war against women.
It's just a constant battle against women, don't you think? It
Yeah.
just doesn't
There's way more of a
stop.
war on
Yeah.
women than there is a war on Christmas in this country. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the pay thing and then
Yeah.
the restrictive reproductive, you're right. It's It's the whole thing. If you talk to a Republican for longer than 30 seconds, they'll contradict themselves. Small government, but yet they want to regulate your naughty parts.
Because of the Bible. And it's always there, even when they say it's not. That's what everything comes down to.
It's in the Bible.
It is in the Bible that you should pay women less. If he shall be paid in a whole ass, she shall receive 3/4 of that ass.
See, that was Jim's problem. He had 3/4 of an ass, so now he's getting his
he wants
augmented.
to be now it's 125% because he feels like if you're doing it, go big. Go big or
go home. Absolutely.
So we were talking about this a little bit. There was another vote today on the climate change. Yeah, I think you had mentioned that before the show, right?
Right. Well, did you hear this? That it's so ridiculous. You can't do it in this day and age. That there was a version of the State of the Union address that the Republicans edited to remove the climate change part.
Right.
And just like, no, that was the one that everyone. This is the one that everybody saw, right? No, this was it. Just take it out. Just take it out because we don't like it.
The people that are on the Science and Technology Committee terrify
on the bill that they were going to vote on, or the
no, the actual address. The New York Times published kind of the quote unquote official version, but there's another version that has been edited for the use of Republicans, where they just took that part.
Completely
they took out the parts that they didn't like as much,
ya.
and said, that was what it was. We're making history. But let's talk about the bill.
Yeah, so I think originally the amendment was presented by Bernie Sanders as a way to get the Republicans on record of saying they either believe in climate change or they don't believe in climate change. And the original amendment was written as that climate change is significantly impacted by human activity.
Right.
Probably not the wording exactly, but words to that effect. And then the Republicans were very crafty in how they did that and how they voted on it, and
it's absurd that we think that it's something we can have an opinion about any longer. You
Right.
know, that polar bear on his inner tube-sized iceberg. It's absurd.
No, when you're using the Bible as a science book, you're in big fucking trouble.
Right.
Oh, funny you should mention that because that's what old Jimmy Inhofe.
Oh God, that guy.
That's what he said. He said climate change is real, it exists, and the evidence is in the Bible. He said there's biblical evidence of it, but they wouldn't agree that it's man-made. So on the vote that it's significantly impacted by human activity, 49 Republicans voted against it. Mm-hmm. There was another version that said climate change is a hoax, and that one, 99 senators voted yes, that it's not a hoax, or no, it's not a hoax, however that is. But only there's one senator still is on the record of saying it's a hoax.
It's just a
It's
coincidence.
Inhofe, right?
The fact
No.
Who is it? Because Jim Inhofe wrote a book.
Yeah.
About
well, he says it's
a
biblical
hoax.
now.
14 out of 15 of the last 15 years have been the hottest on record. That is a coinky-dink.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Huge
Next,
coincidence.
You
Huge.
Jeff, if you take a quarter and flip it, a flip quarter has no memory. The next year, it could be the coldest on record. We don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
It might.
It might.
It's
It could happen.
been this way all along.
It's always been.
Which
this
is
way.
weird because
We've always been at war with East Asia.
yeah, there you go.
His name is Roger Wicker. He's a senator from Mississippi.
Oh my.
Yeah, he says that climate change is a hoax. So here's the thing. My question is, there's 56% of registered Republican voters believe that climate change is basically accelerating because of human activity. 56% of the...
So technically a majority.
Yeah, technically a majority.
Not a supermajority that's required for anything these days, mind you.
And yet 80% of their elected representatives are basically climate change deniers.
Well, that's because 100% of them are oil funded.
So when do these guys figure it out? When do the people that are registered to vote for these guys realize they're not representing our best interests, especially when it comes to...
Right, so you're actually under the impression that districts and states have some sort of control over the idiots that are put on a ballot. No, man.
Yeah.
They haven't. Not for a long time.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's so. Prior to the State of the Union, my two predictions.